Just finished my head gaskets on my LBZ. Also did the eBay Y bridge. So I'll do a short little review and some of the tricks I learned, or tips I guess, and what not to do of what I did. So real quick, here is the Y bridge from eBay that comes with the piece on the bottom that actually bolts. First thing, the finish isn't great. This is steel, not aluminum, so it's a little heavy, and I don't know if you can see it, but I think right here's the worst. You could tell that was like some weld joint, and you could see where it was, and it's not sanded down very well. You can see all the sand marks, grinding marks. You can kind of see it up there. The other thing I didn't like too much, they put the map sensor up here, so you have a bunch of harness, because the map sensor used to go down here. So you're gonna have to, you know, tap that harness a little bit back there. I put this tie wrap just to hold the main engine harness that goes to the other injectors. And the other thing I really kind of didn't like, and I don't know why they did it, they put another bung port here that we don't use it for anything, and they didn't include a plug. So you are gonna need an 1/8 inch NTP plug. So if this is your only truck, before you start, go get one, because if not, you're gonna have a hole there. Another thing I did was I eliminated the PCV system. So I added a heater hose T here, and here I just had a cap because I couldn't find a 90, so I had a T. But it actually worked great, because to start the truck after I did the head gaskets, I'd spray silicone spray in there to be able to start it up with everything connected, and it helped out getting the system bled. So each fitting goes, or that's the catch can back there. Each fitting goes to a T to this hose, and then after the catch can, it goes into the intake to hopefully catch some oil. I also rerouted all the harness pretty much. I put this on here to protect from these sharp edges on this clamp. You can see right there where it's kind of touching it. I've tried putting that clamp a bunch of different ways, and that seems like the best way, so I put that as double protection. The other thing with this kit, I don't know if you can see it very good, but I also have a picture of it before I put it all back together. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right where you see that scratch, let me see if I can point at it with my finger and it focus on the right thing. Right next to my finger, that's where the fuel return line used to go. And the black thing behind it is the turbo inlet. So you have to cut the hose, or that hard line, and put a rubber hose. You can see I did it there. Right there is the hose where I cut it, and that hose pretty much just droops below the turbo inlet and then comes back up on the other side. Also replace all the heater hoses and fuel hoses, return hoses, everything when I did the head gaskets. So as far as the Y bridge, that's pretty much it as far as the review. Also, the Y bridge itself, the piece you can't see that's down there, is incredibly hard to put on. I don't know if it's because I had new gaskets or what. I lubed them up, and I pretty much had to stand on it to get the bolts in. So it might be worth just spending the little bit of extra money and either leaving it stock, getting a brand name one, or on this truck here, I got the old style Y bridge that goes into your original Y bridge. It's just this tube, and I put that strap on it, and it hasn't came off ever since. And as far as head gasket tips, over here, when I got done, I connected all my return lines, and when I brought the fuel lines back to the motor, I broke the T on number, what is that, 6 cylinder. So just understand that that hose return has to go over these lines. If not, you're going to break the T at the injector when you bring those hoses back to the motor and tighten them down. Another tip is make sure you label everything good. I marked everything with a Sharpie, but when I washed everything in the parts washer and degreaser, it took them off. The valve covers are interchangeable, but the studs are in different places for different attachments. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. And also another mistake I did, just not paying attention at all, was The intake plenums are side specific, and I first bolted them on the wrong side, so I had to take one head back off and swap them back out. Another thing, which is what took me so long to do this project, is the head stud that goes back in that corner is a pain in the butt to tighten. If it doesn't go in all the way, I think I was about like 2 threads higher than all the other head studs. It still had like 1 inch in, and I thought, oh, that's fine, I'll just poke through the nut a little bit and go into the valve cover. Well, back there the valve cover is flat over the head, so I actually broke the corner of that back valve cover when I was tightening it down, so I had to take it back apart and wait for a new valve cover. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about the Y bridge, you could leave a comment. I'll see if I make another video or answer whatever questions you have, but that's pretty much it. And if you have a LBZ tick, it's probably the head gasket. You can see in my I'll link some pictures. Of the head gaskets, and ever since I did the head gaskets, all the ticks are gone. I'll start it up here in a second. And you can hear we're tick free. And I also replaced all 8 injectors while we were at it. That's pretty much it. Stay tuned for the next video.